Hello there, and then welcome to a brand new video. This is Hab Beyond Numbers. Now, in this video, we are solving question 4A of BECE 2024. And as you can see on the screen, it's a construction question. So I advise you take your math set and then an A4 sheet and then you practice as I do. Now, the question says, using a ruler and then a pair of compasses only, construct triangle PQR such that angle PQR is 90 degrees. All right. And then PQ is 5.5 centimeters. And then QR is 8 centimeters. After which we have to construct a perpendicular of PR from Q. We now locate M, which is the intersection of the perpendicular and PR. Then we measure MR and then measure QM, and then we do this calculation over here. So let's quickly go into it. Now, the first thing we can construct here is a line QR. You see, so I'll take my ruler and then I'll draw a line, okay, any straight line at all. And it is that line that I would get my 5.5 out of it, my line segment out of it. You see, so with this line I have drawn over here, I'll come again and then try and get the exact line I want. That is the 5.5. So you see the first one I used dot. Now this time around I'm coming to draw the line itself. And that is going to be my 5.5. Let me take the ruler away so you see. So this is my 5.5 and it spans PQ. So I'll write over here, my P comes here, and then we have our Q also over here, this point. Now we are now to construct a 90-degree angle here at Q. 90-degree angle at Q. All right, and we know how to construct 90 degrees. That is a perpendicular line. So we need our protractor, or compass rather. We need our compass. So with the compass, what you do is you come to Q and then you draw a semicircle. You see, so this is my compass here. Then I'm going to draw a semicircle, something like this. You see, it's a semicircle that helps us draw our perpendicular or 90 degrees. With a semicircle drawn, you see this over here, you now open your compass to a suitable radius, stand at one end of it, and then draw an arc above. So I'll be drawing this nice arc over here. And we stand at the other end as well. So as you can see, I've put my compass pin here and I'm coming to draw another arc to intersect the previous one I did. So this is it over here nicely. Then with that, I can take off my compass and then you take your ruler to draw a straight line through Q and then the point of intersection. So this is my straight line here. I'm going to draw, this is my ruler. I'm going to draw this straight line over here. So this is it, very straight. So if you draw the straight line, this is what you are going to get with that. Now you need to take note that Q extends to R. You see, Q extends to R, and that is where we are going to get our 8 centimeters. So that explains why I made this line very long. You see, so with that, we take our ruler and then you measure 8 centimeters of the line you have drawn over here. So I will adjust, and then this being my 0, I then measure 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters. So as you can see, this is why I have my 8 centimeters. This point over here, very nicely. So you take note of that and then label it as what? Your R. So we put our label R over there. Then we can join R to P because it is a triangle. For that, you won't be told, but you need to know. So with both lines or with both points connected, I'll then draw my straight line over here. You see that? To my straight line over here. A very nice straight line. And then taking off my protractor, my ruler. This is how it's going to be. You see, very nicely done. So if you read the next instruction, it says you have to construct a perpendicular of PR from Q. This is constructing a perpendicular away from a point. Now, how do you do that? You need to stand at Q. Standing at Q, you open a compass at a suitable radius such that it touches 2 points on this line over here. You see? So what do I mean by that? I'll take my compass and then we come stand at Q. You see? So at Q now, I'm going to open it. And as you can see, I'll get 2 points to be able to stand on. You see? So I'll then mark those points. So I'll mark here and then also mark here as well. You see? And with that, I can now take my compass away. Then these points that I've drawn will guide me get my perpendicular. So you can take your compass again and stand at the first point. So we stand at this point. All these that we are doing here, I've done comprehensive videos on it. That is how to construct line segment, everything under construction. And you can check the homepage if in case you've missed the understanding of any of these concepts. And I do hope you'd be fine. So with that said, I'm standing at this point and then I'll open my compass to a suitable radius. You see, then I draw an arc. So we draw an arc here. And with that same radius, what do? We stand at the other end here. You see where it starts. And then draw another arc. You see, all we need is for it to touch the previous arc we drew. And with that, we are done. So with that done, you now draw a straight line from point Q. Use your ruler through this point of intersection here. You see, as I have done. Then you realize that if you take your protractor to measure that angle, it is really going to be an angle of 90 degrees. Let's see if that is true. So I'll bring my protractor here and then we do our measurement. As you can see, it is exactly 90 degrees. You get that? This is the angle 90 degrees. Right? So that is our perpendicular. Take note. They didn't say perpendicular bisector. You were not to draw a perpendicular bisector, but a perpendicular. So you talk of perpendicular, it's just a line. So in this case, from Q, that meets PR at an angle of 90 degrees. You see? And that is just what we have over here. Now it then says we should locate M. M is the intersection of the perpendicular, this perpendicular, and then PR. PR. This is M over here. So I'm going to label that point my M. So we have our point M over here. And that is all. Now the question says you should measure MR. MR. So from M to R, let's measure that. So you take your ruler and then you align it to MR so that you do what? You measure. Now if I look at mine carefully, my MR is around, so this is 6. It has passed 6.5, but then it's on 6.6. You see? So my MR is 6.6. So let's just write that here. That is line MR is what? 6.6 centimeters. And we are also to measure KM, KL to M. So you take your ruler once again, and then you align it to the line KM so that you can measure it. So this is what I have over here. From my 0 to, this is 4 point what? I have it as 4.5. 4.5. So my KM is 4.5. So let's write that down. That is QM, line QM is equal to 4.5. Now correct the nearest whole number, the area of the triangle. You have to calculate the area of the triangle. Now let's take note. So you know, for area of a triangle, that was question E. So area of a triangle, what is the formula? That is half the height times the base. So 1/2 of H times B. In this case, our height is our height QR. Let's go to the question and then check. So it is actually talking of triangle QMR. Triangle QMR. QMR. So QMR. Take note. You see, so we almost got this wrong there. Triangle QMR. Let me highlight that triangle so that you see clearly what they are talking about. You see the highlighted one in the yellow? That is triangle QMR. That is what we are looking for, its area. You see, and remember, this angle here is 90 degrees. You see, because it was a perpendicular line we drew, so 90 degrees. Hence, this can be its height. You see, so in that case, the height then is MQ. MQ. Do you really get why it's MQ? So let me just pick that out for it to stand out so you see. Look at the triangle. You see, I've taken it out. You see, and if I'm to rotate it this way, you see how it looks like now. So something like this. You see. Okay. So with that said, we are going to say our height is equal to what? That is QM. This one here. So QM, and the length of QM is 4.5. You see, and then our base will then be, which one over here? MR. This one. So our base is MR, whose length is 6.6 centimeters. You see, so we then say the area of the triangle is 1/2 times 4.5 times 6.6. We can rewrite it as 1/2 times 45/10 times 66/10. You see, this one can help us do our cancellation simpler. So with that, we can say 5 divides 10 how many times? Twice. And it divides 45 9 times. Now, 2 divides 10 how many times? 5. Then it divides 66 33 times. So evaluating further, we are then going to get a 9 times 33. 9 times 30, which will give us that is 297 over 2 times 2 times 5. That is 20. You see, so 20. Now if you use your long division to evaluate this, you are just going to get 14.85. You see, using long division. You can do it and then let me know in the comment section. That is 297 divided by 20. That gives us 14.85. And then we can even say it is approximately, so the area is approximately 15. That is, if we want it to, that is the nearest whole number. So 15 centimeter squared, right? And then that ends it. If you take a look at the time we have used answering this question, it's actually 15 minutes, you see. And that is what is required of you in the exam hall. You need 15 minutes to approach each question. I mean, the whole question number. So the whole of this was what? Question 4. You used 15 minutes, right? So it is accepted. And I do hope that you've also been able to use 15 minutes. But as you practice constantly, you should be able to increase your speed so that you'll be able to even finish before 15 minutes and go over your work. All right. Now, these are some questions you can use to try or test your understanding, right? There are 2 of them, the same format as what we just saw. And if there's anything, you can let me know at the comment section. Let's have beyond numbers where we learn maths the easy way. Thanks for staying tuned. If this is your first time, you can always choose to subscribe. That is, if you so do wish, so that anytime I release a video, you'll be notified as well. In our next session, we'll be looking at question 5a. This is it over here. And I do hope you'll be able to come again to follow the lesson. See you, and then bye for now.